This show is purely for informational and entertainment purposes, and does not constitute investment advice. Cryptocurrency and NFTs are extremely volatile assets. You should always do your own research. Viewers should be warned that this episode of the Shufl Show contains strong language, drug taking and some seriously epic NFTs.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Coop. Welcome to the Shufl Show, Algorand's first show dedicated to all things Algo NFTs. We've got an incredible episode for you today. This is episode 2, we made it, and this is a huge, monumental week in Algorand NFTs. We got Goanna V2 launching this weekend, right now basically. But first, let's just, dig in a little bit on who I am. My name is Cooper Daniels. I'm the host of this shenanigan. And my partner in crime is Stef. You'll be meeting her again later. She's going to get stoned. She's going to talk to people. She's going to give you stats. She does all of it. You know what I mean? Stef is a superhero. And then at the end of this, I'm talking to Ventral from Crazy Goose Flock. Crazy Goose Flock is a massive Algorand NFT project. It is maintained its strength. We're getting robots, V2, missions. There's so much going on. Crumb, I talked to Ventral all about it. I think you're excited to hear from that guy. I don't think you've really heard from that guy before, right? Folks, it's a big week. It's been a big week in Algorand already. We're breaking records every month here in Algorand NFTs. Every month is a new record, and you don't think September is going to bring another one? This week we had Bad Bunny Society. They've in a week already almost reached 200,000 algo volume. Huge. And then underneath them, man, Gecko Fam is strong. Gecko Fam is strong, folks. I mean, it's throughout the whole top 10 for the last 7 days. You got the geckos, you got the pixel geckos, you got the woo, the wise uncles, you got the moofies, all over the place. You guys love yourself some geckos, and there's a reason why people are buying these, because early October MIA comes out. It looks pretty elite, folks. So Gecko Fam, shout out to them. They're doing great work. Mama, who we found out this week is Papa, you know what I mean? Man, that was interesting. You know what I mean? I've been picturing Mama Gecko to be a completely different person than a Cuban man. But that's okay. Who cares? He hasn't been hiding this. He's been telling this. He's just Mama. All right, everybody? He's Mama. Get used to it. Totally Average Cats is remaining strong, too. They're top 10. That project's been out for a while, but still doing numbers. Ibble City, the smoggy land from Vendible, also did well in the top 5 there, I think. Right? The smoggy city, yeah, they're number 4. Vendible, who's going to help you retrieve your private keys if you lose them in a trustless way. Interesting project, for sure. The news of the week is Goanna V2. If you have paid any attention to the Algorand NFT scene, you know about Goanna, right? Goanna brings you this show. They bring you the Shufl Marketplace. They did not bring you this shirt. I brought you this shirt. You're welcome. But what I'm saying is Goanna's a big deal. V2 is finally launching this weekend. Mint price is 222 algo. Totally reasonable. And whitelist opens at 2 o'clock Pacific time on Saturday. You will have 22 hours to claim your whitelist spot starting Saturday at 2 Pacific time. But after those 22 hours, all of the unclaimed mutants or zombies are going to go into the public shuffle that will start on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Hey, this week we have a new segment for you. It's called Rug of the Week. You know, in NFTs, in the NFT scene, rugs are awfully common. You see them, they're frustrating. And we're going to highlight some of the bigger ones, some of the more exciting rugs. Now, unfortunately, this week I didn't see a whole lot of rugging except for in one place. So I want to say the winner of Rug of the Week goes to the Algorand Foundation. The Algorand Foundation lost how many million? Jesus. 35 million. The Algorand Foundation lost $35 million depositing it into a Singapore venture called Hodlnaut. What are you doing? Anyways, you live and you learn. You got rugged, Algorand Foundation. You move on. Don't make the same mistake twice. And yeah, so Rug of the Week, Algorand Foundation. Congratulations, everybody. Hey, Stef, we're back. How you doing?
We're back.
We're back for the second flip, grip, and dip, right? Fuck, marry, kill. Flip, grip, and dip. That's right.
Exactly. Oof.
Got this figured out.
This is a tough one.
This is tough. All right, guys. So we're going to do, this one's a little more controversial. Last week or a couple weeks ago, we did all of like the Mingo. We did that all in the same family. So we couldn't really offend anybody. But today we're kind of going out on a limb and we're going to do Wise Uncles, Flemish Giants, and Young G. And I went first last time, so I'm going to let you go first this time.
Oh, you. Okay.
Oh, you.
So this is really tough. These are all very, very small projects in the sense that there's only like 100 or less, which to me is like major because I'm thinking about scarcity and value.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was quite tough. Okay. I'm going to say I would flip a Young G.
All right.
But like not yet because they're still pretty low floor.
Right. And they have V2 coming. There's gems floating around. So actually Young G doesn't have quite the hype that it had a few months ago. So yeah, I think holding and flipping when the hype train starts is going to be a good idea. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, female founder. I personally want to support more of the ladies in Algorand, especially if they're not rugs.
Which one was the lady rug?
I don't remember. It was like the aliens.
Oh yeah, the bored alien squad. Yeah.
It's so funny. I feel like the scammers in Algorand are fucking women. It's like, what the fuck?
You're like this. We're trying to build something here. Like let's cultivate some trust, please. You know.
Yeah.
Well, we just found out, by the way, Wise Uncles is part of this. Mama, who is the artist and creator of Gecko Fam, is actually Papa. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Right.
So if he scams, you're good. He's not going to.
No. But he's still portraying to be a woman. Doesn't make us look very good.
Yeah, that's good. Most people won't pick up on that. All right.
All right. So I'm gonna grip my Flemish Giant because Flemmies. Come on, block that.
Yay! He does. I mean, for sure.
And I hate to say it, but I would dip the Wise Uncles because there can only be one superior lizard. Ooh. And it's the Goannas.
Well, I will say, I do want to say this. I asked my wife this exact question before we jumped on, and she gave the exact answers.
Really?
Yeah, she was flipping Young G, she was gripping Flemish Giants, and she was dipping Wise Uncles.
Love it.
Oh man, I feel compromised in this one. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like I don't know. I mean, I have a relationship with Flemish Giants. Wise Uncles, Zeus gifted me a beautiful, like Klimt-esque Wise Uncle that I love. And then if I hold it for a while, I think October, I'm getting a legendary. I don't even have to pay mint. It's going to be amazing. So that's really cool. I'm definitely going to hold until then. And then Young G, I've loved those from the beginning, and I missed out. I kind of like was jockeying them for a while and never actually bought one. Okay. So I will. All right. Look, I will flip Flemish Giants because, yeah, I'll flip Flemish Giants. I will grip Wise Uncles, and I will dip Young G. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about
knew
that.
you would.
You definitely asked me before. Are you dipping?
I knew you
But
would dip Young G's.
But I like Young G's. I will say, I'll give an honest assessment. I do like the more like the simpler Young G's. Some of the mutants I feel like are a little mutanty.
Yeah,
But for sure. But I mean, they're beautiful, and the illustration on all of those are amazing.
Yeah, I would say like what really stood out to me about the Young G's is the fact that like they are super mutated, which means like to be able to create that sort of like layer to stack for an artist is not easy.
Yeah.
Because they're quite unique. So
Yeah.
very curious to see what sort of layers are added to this and what that Photoshop file looks like.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And then, obviously there's Giraffe, the original, and then there's Young G, and then we have V2 coming. So it's all exciting for all three of those projects. I think everybody knows that. We had to choose one, you know what I mean, to dip. Both of us did.
Yeah.
Are you getting stoned? By the way, are you getting stoned with somebody this week?
I am.
Who are you getting stoned with?
That's a good question. Who did I talk to this week?
You don't even remember.
I honestly don't remember.
That's the thing about weed, isn't it? It's hard. It sometimes you're so in the moment,
Wait, so last week was Ted. Oh yeah, I talked to Jordan.
Oh, Jordan, Bigfoot or something. What's his
Big
big something?
Big Beege. Jordan Kaufman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
but he
How
goes
did that go?
Big Beege, something like
The
that.
Big Beege. All right. What is Jordan doing?
Honestly, that was really cool. So he owns a cannabis company, a CBD specifically, and it was actually really fun to talk to him. I actually hope that I continue to become friends with him because I very much believe in marijuana as like a public good.
I love how you say that and then laugh. As a public good. For sure. Is he doing anything with his marijuana shop and like NFTs, or what is he doing?
So you'll
Or do you
learn
guys
more
talk?
about it in
Yeah.
the interview. But yeah, so
Right.
he's actually using one of his Algorannas.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll definitely watch and learn. All
Yeah,
right.
take a look. And I think it's
Take a
up
look.
next. So
I
stay
think it's
tuned,
up next.
friends.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Shufl Show. This is your host for the segment, Stoner Stef, with a very special guest by the name of Jordan. And I'm so excited today because I'm just coming back home from an awesome trip in Mexico where I actually acquired something so on brand. It's this wonderful bottle of mezcal, but not just any kind of mezcal. It's actually a cannabis infuse mezcal. You can see it here. It says cannabis. And maybe this is what I'll have in the next show because I've actually had this before. I had it once before, and every time I go back, I try and find another bottle for my collection. So maybe one day you'll see my ape alongside that bottle. We'll see. Anyway, without further ado, I do want to first say if you are not of age, if you are in a state that is not of legal consumption of cannabis, please do not use this as an example or any sort of influence towards your daily life. This is something that I've chosen to do And hopefully my boss doesn't get too mad at me because I still have a very important career in hand. So this is kind of just good fun, good laughs. Here we are in the NFT space on the greenest blockchain, smoking the greenest herb. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest, Jordan, and we'll get into some good fun. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Excellent. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh,
Before
yeah.
we get started, let's tell the world a little bit about who you are currently in the Web3 ecosystem, and then we'll get into some good fun.
For sure, for sure. So currently, right now, I own and operate three CBD stores, the opposite side of the THC world. And then in the Web3 world, I have like my stores. Obviously, they have a membership NFT. You get an exclusive discount for owning that NFT and on our website, things like that. So that's something that I'm doing in the Web3 space. I mean, I've been in crypto. I started mining Bitcoin back in 2016, 2017. I had ASIC miners going, things like that. So been around the crypto space for some time. Been focused on my CBD stores a lot recently, and kicking up block reward as well. So that's kind of what I do.
That's amazing. And Jordan, how did you get into the degen side of NFTs on Algorand?
So about I think it was like a year and a half ago, one of my employees actually, who I got into crypto, was like, "Hey, check out Algorand. The transaction speed is phenomenal. It's cheap. All this good stuff." I went home, kind of messed with it. Then probably 2 or 3 months later, I was like, "Hey, they do have NFTs. I don't know much about NFTs at this point. I'm gonna jump in and see where it goes." And now at this point, I've got I don't know, a thousand, a few, not a couple thousand, but well in the thousand. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I got a
That's
problem,
impressive.
but buy and
That's
sell
incredible.
here and there, but it's a lot of fun.
That's incredible. Can you show us real quick your NFT wall that you showed me earlier?
Yeah, so this is the wall of NFTs, kind of some older OG collections as well. Got the dragons, the algo punks, some Goanna algo bots. Like it's got my. So I was at Decipher last year. That's a Decipher algo bot.
Amazing.
So yeah, so I won that at Decipher. That was really cool.
That's really cool. I was at Decipher too. Wish we would have met, but now we know.
Yeah, no. If you ever see the really tall guy at the Algorand events, it's could be me. I've gone to Consensus, ETH Denver, Decipher. I was at all of those events, having fun, checking stuff out.
How tall are you?
I'm 7 foot, so that's
Oh,
why my Twitter handle is Big Beege. So it's, yeah,
got it.
that's been my nickname since high school.
Amazing. Well, I guess while we're on that topic, let's get high and tall then, huh?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm gonna mute myself because this torch is not silent. What are you
Fair enough,
smoking?
fair enough. I've got to heat up the Puffco real quick. Got a little dab ready for it.
What is it?
So I mixed two strains. It is Sunshine Sugar from Full Tilt. And then I got Sherbet times Purple Punch from White Label. So what are you smoking on?
Amazing. So I always do this. I throw away the boxes. But I have this wax, which is actually a indica, and it smells a little sour. But mine is not as fat as yours. Unfortunately, I can't keep up because like that's massive, and it's been a minute for me. Last time I smoked was for the last episode, so trying
Hey,
to
it's all right. You gotta do it when you can.
exactly. So without further ado, I'm gonna mute my mic and I saw your puff and I'm like, mine was weak.
Being being in the industry, I, I do smoke it quite a bit.
All right. I'm actually curious because like there's like for me, I got into smoking cannabis because I had a friend who suffered through severe migraines. And this was like CBD actually was one of the only ways that he was able to just like numb the pain and be able to get through it. So I fully believe in the medical use cases of marijuana and cannabis in general. So I also think it's like really important for people to understand like it's so much more than just getting like fucked up and like going about
Absolutely.
like smoking weed. So I'm curious to know like how you got into it, if like it was something similar or how you sort of advocate for it.
Yeah, so I played college basketball, and my back, knees, everything hurt. I had ADD. They gave me Adderall. I needed to calm down. They gave me Xanax. So that painkillers, that whole trio was not fun. And then once I was done with basketball, I kind of had to figure out, how do I control this anxiety, anger, inflammation, pain, everything like that? So then I kind of found a local CBD shop here in town, went there, found some benefits, and then kind of went from there. And now I've got 3 stores. But yeah, I opened the stores because I know what it did for me and my family. I mean, my mom, she's got arthritis and it helps her hand movement. My dad has carpal tunnel, it helps him sleep as well. So I mean, my brother also has sciatica pain. Sister, psoriasis, like topical stuff has helped with her. So a lot of people in my family, it's helped. So I just like, it's a big, the why is, I know what it's done for me and my family, and I just wanted to help other people as well. But yeah, that's kind of how I stumbled into the CBD world. But I've smoked cannabis since I was young, 16 or so. I mean, yeah. So it's not a good thing. I would never advocate for that at all. I wish I would have stayed away from that, honestly, because I probably would have played professional basketball and things would have been completely different. But yeah, here we are with some stores, and yeah, that's kind of my story on how I got into the CBD world.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us. It totally resonate with so many people in my life who have also found some healing benefits through cannabis. Of course, I started when I was 18.
Yeah.
Come on. Just kidding. Anyway, let's get into it. I want to know a little bit more about your 1,000 NFT collection. I mean, what was your first NFT?
So the very first NFT I bought was like it was a pixelated algo person. The project was around for maybe 2 weeks. I had no idea what it was. One Friday night, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this NFT thing. I made a my algo wallet, went to AB2 Gallery, because that's kind of when I was first getting in. AB2 was the where you went, and I was just buying random stuff. I bought so much copied art. I bought a fake Goanna. Yeah,
By
that was a
accident?
learning curve. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it started, and now I've got Mingos, mostly friends, a couple Goannas, art Goannas, bunch of like the crazy Goose Flock. I minted 85 goose on the way back from East Denver. I pulled over and minted on the side of the road, so that was a lot of fun. Uh, that's probably my most dejin moment in NFTs, but worth it.
That is, I absolutely. I remember. I mean, around that time is like when the NFT like hot scene was happening. Everyone was dropping a project, and of course, like you have your favorite projects and artists. So if they're dropping something, you're absolutely minting right there with you. That's incredible. All right, now I'm gonna get a little weird because I'm like feeling a little stony. And
Good,
I
good.
think it only makes sense to also know who you would pick from the Algorand family, who are your top 3 picks if you were in the middle of like a zombie apocalypse?
Zombie apocalypse. So there's a group that uh, it's called Looking Out for the Homies, is what it is. That group, I would, those guys, they're the fam that I talk to every day. Though, yeah, Yayo, Fred, and probably Bears. He's also in ASS, which is Alien Space Syndicate. That's another NFT collection group that I like to hang out in and talk, and yeah, good alpha stuff too.
I love that. Okay, good peeps. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Weirdest dream I've ever had. Oh man. That's difficult because it's, I don't know, when you smoke a lot of cannabis, you don't necessarily dream a lot, but when you do, they are super vivid. So, like a reoccurring kind of crazy dream I have is when I'm on like a flying type yacht. I'm not sure why. Um, it's That's probably a crazy dream, and I'm getting chased and I'm chasing people. I mean, that's really the craziest dream that I've had recently that I can honestly remember. Smoking a lot of bud and cannabis has kind of stopped me from dreaming, unfortunately. To be honest with you.
Huh. That's interesting. I
Yeah.
can so when I actually agree, and sometimes when I take breaks, it's really nice because it's almost like they're so much more vivid, and they help me kind of realize certain things sometimes because that, I mean, if you think about it, it's basically our brains like digesting everything we've lived throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Subconscious going crazy. That's just all
True.
it is. I think anyway.
One sec, I'm gonna go get water.
Cool. I gotta have water.
Yeah, that last hit, like that really hit my throat. I was like, oh my gosh, I might. Oh.
Yeah, one thing I like about this Puffco, like if you load enough, you'll get like 2 or 3 good rips out of like what I put in there. So I
That's
can
awesome.
reload it and heat it up again.
You can choose the temperature too, right?
I think there's 4 temperature settings.
That's nice. There's something about like interacting with nature, and I would consider even smoking cannabis as a part of nature. Um, is this sort of like just reconnecting with the medicines we have around us? Like, um, I like to think about right now where we are in modern day life, especially in America, is we're so reliant on like fast food, takeout, buying preservatives, and consuming all of it. And it just becomes such part of the fast life, especially in cities, where having something like a marijuana is just like such a nice pause and almost like one of the more natural intakes sometimes of even the food we're eating. Um, Random thought, but
No, you're 100% right. I mean, what we are doing is better than anything you're going to find at any fast food, and unfortunately, probably at most like grocery stores, unless you know exactly like what you're looking for. That's just the sad reality at this point.
I try to cook when I'm home or like just eat more healthy and be mindful of that. So, yeah, I guess like what I'm saying is I think we've kind of disconnected from that. So sometimes it's okay to kind of find an alternative medicine.
Absolutely, we need more alternative medicines and cannabis and psilocybin and things like that too. It's awesome.
Yeah. Huh. If I could go back in time, I would definitely like consider living in the 70s where everyone's just kind of like breaking free and um in itself like being medicating because it's like there and it's such an accessible thing. I think what happened is also um a lot of like what happened with colonizing uh like areas we started to sort of build over land. We started to like stop making use of resources that we like naturally had. So things like a
Well,
natural
it was
mushroom
it was the
grows.
modernization and putting everyone in these urban cities. They figured out a way that they don't need the local farmer. They've got giant corporations that own everything else. And don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Because it is that like they figured out how to stack us in cities, feed us processed foods, and don't get me started.
Where would you travel back in time to? And why?
I would want to go chill with Nikola Tesla, personally.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's who I want to go see. I want to see what he was up to. I want to know the 369 stuff. I need to know it, but yeah, trying to
So,
figure it out.
yeah, absolutely. There's this book he actually apparently said was a book that if anyone read it, it would change your life and the world would not be as it is today or as it could be. If you didn't read it, no, if you read it, you could change the world. Okay,
Is it?
okay.
Is it
I
a
am
particular
so
book?
glad I actually spoke this time because this is fucking hilarious.
It's much better than Blue.
Oh my god, it's so much better than fucking Blue. All right, so side note for anyone watching right now, like dead ass, I was in the middle of a hackathon. I didn't have weed. Like honestly, I didn't smoke weed. Sorry, Ted. Ted, it was fun like talk to you and meet you. And now as I meet Jordan being like the 7-foot tall man, I understand why you would pick him in your like zombie apocalypse.
Oh,
But
Ted, what's up, man? Good old Ted. I miss him. I need to go up in Denver and see him again.
Yeah, that's so true. I was supposed to go next week, but actually going to take a break from traveling because it's been a little cray.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Extremely grateful and so awesome. But you know, sometimes it's nice to be home and just like smoke weed with the homies.
Oh,
So
I
anyway,
understand that.
this Nikola Tesla book is called The Universal One.
The
And I
Universal
actually
what?
have it. The Universal One.
I don't know if I have that.
You do?
I will have to write that down. 369, you can unlock the universe. For anyone watching, just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't find it. All right, I don't want to like take up all of this video time like while being super high, so
It's all good.
keep going. I'm hoping whoever edits this can like just cut out the scenes that are so ridiculous.
That's good. That's good. Then you got to have an edits thing.
Yeah. Okay, next question. If money was no object, what 3 activity rooms would you have in your yacht since you don't want to have a house?
Yeah, so for forewarning, don't want a house. I want a yacht in the middle of the ocean, so we're good. Activity rooms wise, I just need like a bowling alley. I like bowling, it's fun. Arcade with like Nintendo games. Yeah, Nintendo games. And then a Lego room. I really like Legos. I have a collection of Lego. I haven't moved it over to my house yet, but because I'm scared to bring it from storage, because fragile.
Wow.
But yeah, a Lego room would be the
amazing.
prized possession on the yacht.
There's this NFT artist actually who does Lego NFT, like physical pieces, and then she actually makes NFTs of them. They're really cool.
Oh wow, yeah, that's sweet.
Okay, rapid fire questions. Okay, what would you rather have? Broccoli for a head or asparagus for fingers?
Broccoli for a head. If I can like get stared at, I might as well get stared at for something.
Same. Yeah. Okay, smoke or edibles?
Edibles.
Sick.
Homemade edibles.
Can you show us the Abe edibles that someone gifted you? I would love to plug that.
Yeah. consensus. I had this was given to me. Pretty cool.
That's amazing. Love that ape. It's beautiful. Okay, pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Twitter or Discord? This is very serious.
Discord.
Blockchain or crypto?
Mm. Blockchain. That's tough.
Can you say why? I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I want to make money with crypto, but I like the technology that blockchain offers. So it's kind of there's huge opportunity in the next few years, in my opinion, not NFA. But I think why that the opportunity is going to be there is the blockchain. So it's always going to be the technology.
Interesting. When I think of crypto, I guess I would define it as like, yes, cryptocurrency, but also cryptography. So I guess like that in itself is how you define blockchain. Would you say you're a maxi or a multi-chain type individual?
Multi-chain. I mean, it's kind of hard to be a maxi, in my opinion. I think it'll be a multi-chain world when everything is on blockchain 2030 past. I think it's going to be multi-chain no matter what, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's true. PFP or 101?
I like PFP projects, but I mean, like my phone background is a 101. But then my other NFT phone is these Goose. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
Goanna or Mingo?
Goanna or Mingo? That's tough. I don't want to answer that because I don't know. We'll go.
Don't forget you're on the Shufl Show.
I mean, I'm wearing Goanna, so I got to go with Goanna. We'll go with Goanna.
Oh wow, this is a new question. Stef or Coop?
Stef or Coop?
Yeah.
Stef.
Hey, I actually hope everyone answers that this way. I interview moving forward.
No offense, Coop. No offense.
Thank you. So there you have it, friends. This is a fucking awesome episode. Well, I feel like this is the actual inaugural episode. Like now we're here. We're doing this.
Oh yeah, no, this is awesome. I'm glad you guys are doing this. This is an awesome segment. Like you said, smoking green on the greenest blockchain. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to plug in your handle so people know where to follow you? Yeah,
so you can follow me on Twitter at Jordan Kaufman, and then my CBD store, CBD Plus USA. And if you get our NFT, you get up to 25% off. So, yeah, that's me. Thank you for having me on the show. This was awesome. I'm pretty stoned, so I'm gonna go chill for a little bit and see what else I can get into. So thank you so much again. This was great.
All right, without further ado, here is my conversation with Ventral from Crazy Goose Flock. So I'm here with Ventral. He is the creator and the artist behind Crazy Goose Flock. How are you doing, Ventral?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I don't believe. I mean, is this one of your first times? Letting your voice out there, actually doing an interview, or did I miss it?
Nah, I think it's definitely my first one, and probably the first time for a lot of people hearing my voice. So yeah,
cool.
Still kind of nervous, but we'll get there.
Oh, you got this. You got it. And well, first off, I joined the flock. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to say, right? I joined the flock this weekend. I'm pretty excited. I got one with the eyes being propped open. What is that called? What's that trick called?
The sleepless eyes. Yeah.
Sleepless eyes. I love that. So I'm excited to have that. So real quick, let's just dive in real fast and learn a little bit about you and your journey. And then I want to talk obviously about the project.
So what is your, what is your history and how did you get to NFTs in general and then Algorand more specifically?
So yeah, I think a lot of people already know this, but yeah, I'm based in Germany, born and raised. Um, I'm currently still studying my master's, um, and but I've been always doing some creative stuff like drawing, music, etc. Next to the boring studying. So, and then when the pandemic came around, I focused more and more on the creative stuff and didn't do so much studying because it wasn't as much fun from home. And then I don't know what exactly was the moment, but I kind of just probably found some NFTs and wanted to look on into how to mint NFTs and do it myself. So I checked out OpenSea and Ethereum, the biggest ones. And I think at that time, I just wanted to test mint some NFT. And I think it was 80 bucks just to mint it. And that was definitely way too much for me to just mint an NFT.
Yeah.
And yeah, then I just started to look for different chains. And then I found the Reddit algo marketplace and checked out AB2 Gallery, my algo wallet and everything. And yeah, the experience was super easy just to mint an NFT. And I think from then I kind of fell in love with the how easy Algorand is basically to use, how cheap it is to mint NFTs. Then you get the environmental friendly aspect to it, which is also very nice compared to Ethereum. And yeah, I think that was back in April or May 2021.
Right.
Yeah, I've basically been around since then and haven't missed much, I would say.
Yeah, it seems like April, May of last year was a lot of people's entry into, well,
Yeah.
a lot of the people that feel like they've been around for a while. It seems like a lot of people found Algorand in April of last year.
Yeah, I think it was, I remember Hurley doing the Algo Bros on Reddit. Stitch, obviously, I think that was in May or something. Gary with the Moon Dudes and everything. So yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen you.
OGs.
Yeah. The OGs, exactly. And is Crazy Goose Flock, is that your first project?
No, I did some. Well, I started out with some pixel art stuff. Then I did a project called Algo Planets, which was basically me playing around with generative minting. Because I wrote my own scripts and wanted to try out how everything's working basically. And that was some very, very low mint. Yeah, I think it was only 1 algo to 10 was the highest or something.
Yeah.
But that was a bunch of fun. That also I learned more and more about Discords and how to handle everything on that side. And yeah, I've always wanted to do a bigger project basically, but at that time I didn't think it was possible, or I don't have the time and everything. And after the successful launch of those Algo Planets, I thought, yeah, just try it out, see where it goes. And yeah, now we're here.
Now we're here. Now we're here talking on the Shufl Show. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I remember these planets. I remember the planets, and I remember they were floating around the Algonauts Discord. I've also seen you popping in and out of the Algonauts Discord for a while now, right? I mean, you've been going in there and chopping it up with those guys.
It's always fun. There's always people chatting. It's always active, and also a lot of people you know from the space. So. Of course. I haven't met anyone in person yet, but I feel like I know a lot of people just from Discord and Twitter.
I mean, the same. I've actually met some of these people in person too, though. So, all right. Well, before I move on, first, what are you getting your master's in?
Well, I'm studying space engineering, so
so you're
like
a real
rockets.
stupid. Yeah, you're a real stupid guy, is what you
Yeah,
are.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, people always feel like it's some super crazy stuff, but in the end, it's boring
It's just
studying like every
it's just
other.
rocket science. It's just rocket
Yeah,
science,
yeah,
Ventral. I mean,
just
whatever. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Then you earlier this year you drop 4,440, or you generate, or however you work it out. You all these cool traits. You create crazy Goose Flock. There's 4,444 of them, and you launch, and it's a wild success. How long did it? Can you remind me? How long did it take for all of the geese to all of the goots to go?
I think it was around 4 to 5 hours or something.
And this isn't like, I mean, yeah, that was so fast. How cool. How cool. Did it surprise you? Were you surprised to see like is it surprising you still? Like, because it seems to be growing and gaining steam rather than, some of these projects, they have initial hype and then people are like, how do I get out of this without losing money type of thing. Or, but this one just obviously is organically growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, I think in the end it comes down to still being active, still doing new things, building new tools, and it just takes time. I think that's always a bit of a tricky part in this fast-moving NFT world or crypto world in general, that people basically want the new stuff every day, and sometimes you gotta remind them that good things or better things take a bit of time. And I think it's in the end it's a bit of proving yourself. So people realize that I and a bunch of other creators who also stick around over the last year, you kind of give them credit and think, okay, I trust them that they'll build more, that they'll stick around, that they don't want to take my money or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it takes time. There were also, I think, at the launch, people were reselling below mint and everything, and I guess that's just part of it. So for me, it was very overwhelming. I didn't think they would sell out, to be honest. I was hoping, but I was aiming for 50% at least, and then give the rest away or something like that.
But you didn't get that opportunity. You didn't get the opportunity, and you're the only.
Didn't get the opportunity to sleep that night. I was shaken.
You're like, oh my God, this. I mean, and you drew everything, right? This is all in so many different ways. This is all you.
Yeah, it basically took, I would say, 6 months in total. Started drawing, doing the website. Yeah, all the Discord, Twitter stuff, handling everything. It's mostly just all the tiny bits that make it such a big project. So,
I mean, that's what you want to hear as somebody. I mean, it's interesting as I'm in this space and NFTs and blockchain in general, and like blockchain is kind of a lot of it is based on cryptocurrencies based on, trustless things where you don't have to trust. But it is true in NFTs on a level, you do have to trust the artist. You have to be like, all right, this person's going to continue. I trust this project. So it does take trust, which is also refreshing because in life, humans need to trust each other in order to get anything done, I think, right? Is that true?
Yeah, I think basically projects like Goanna and Mingo with Stitch and Benji just shows how much people also love the creator, and that I think that's also plays a huge part in the success of the projects. I think it's also with what's he called, Frank, with DGods on Solana, and people seem to love him even more than some of the projects he does, because they just think everything he touches will turn into gold or something. So it's also some pressure. At the start, I didn't want people to overspend, because obviously I wanted to, or still want to work on the project, but I was always a little worried when some people were hyping it too much. But
I know me and Bank on Algorand did the coops. I don't know if you've seen them, like the silly pictures of me. Yeah. And I saw one go for, like shortly after, like for like 1,200 algo. And I was like, oh, be careful, guys. be careful, please. But that's okay. There's more to come, by the way, with the coops. Okay. So don't worry. All right. So let's dive into the details of Crazy Goose Flock. So, okay. Well, okay. First, robots are coming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
tell me more about robots.
Will be like a companion series. So the idea is a little based around some what you call it, throwback to when you were little with Tamagotchis and maybe playing Pokemon. So taking care of a robot or animal, and also like a bit of the mental health aspect. So you don't want your little robot to die. So you want it to be happy and take care of it. And the basic idea was like having an emotional support robot to your goose.
That's what
the drawing is a lot of fun. It's in the later stages, I would say. All the scripts is like a bigger task. That's where I also need help from devs. It will also be Arc19, so the images will keep changing and automatically update if depending on if you take care or if you just let it die, for example.
Right. So your robot can die and then it's gone.
No, it won't be gone. There will also be. It will have a bunch of gamification, basically. So there will be ways to bring it back. No, you don't have to worry about it dying forever. But
so will it be?
It will have changing rarity, basically. So if all the people let the robot die, I think there's some interest for people to bring their robot back to life if they see all the other robots are dead. So I think I hope at least that some people just want to take care of the robot.
But I think that they do. I think that they do. I'll take care of my robot. Okay.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, I think the only thing I don't want to say messed up, but after announcing it and calling it Crazy Goose Robots, I had a lot of people saying they will get a robot version of their goose, which I realized then how the title is misleading, but it won't be a robot. Basically, it will be a cute little robot. So
it's a pet.
I'd say, yeah, it's I'd say it's mostly similar to what people probably expect from a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, and so you're gonna get a cute little robot for your pet or for your goose, or your goot, so he can feel safe in this world, right? And not alone. And it's on him to take care of his robot. Is that feeding him crumb? Is that how you're going to take care? Yeah.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And crumb is the utility token in the project, right?
Yeah, right. I think I don't exactly remember when we launched. I think it was a few months back. So for now you have like raffles and missions, and you get some extra NFTs. That's the utility at the moment, I would say. But the idea when launching Crumb was already to have this interactive NFT series where play the major part, basically.
And so the idea is going to be like you're going to have this robot, and every day you're going to have to take care of it, which will be feeding it a certain amount of crumb. Is there going to be like obstacles to doing this, or if you're on it every single day and you give him a certain amount of crumb, or her, whatever gender you want your robot to be, will you? Is that how it works, or is it going to be more complicated than that?
No, you can just take care of it every day. That's like I would say the simplest way to go. There will also be the robot will have levels, so you can level it up. That will be a little bit more expensive, and will also change the robot. Not really the robot, but maybe don't want to give too much away, but the backgrounds and surroundings, stuff like that. And that will also change how often you have to feed it. So the idea is to basically level up the efficiency of the little robot. And then the last step would basically be a 100% efficiency. So you wouldn't need to take care of it anymore, because I also I know that I think some people want to take care and also wanted to do it for longer, but I think it's also good to have like an end goal, because otherwise, basically, just for larger holders, let's say they have 10 goods and they don't want to take care of 10 robots for every day from that day on. So
I'm certain there's a lot of 20. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm interrupting you. My bad. But I was just going to say, it seems like there's probably some 23-year-old guys out there that don't want to be feeding this robot until their 80s or something like that. At some point, and it makes sense to me. So you want an end point, because that's more motivating too. Like, a goal. Like, your goal is to make your robot 100% efficient, so you can rely on that. And how do you earn crumb at this point?
So basically, you get 6 crumb bi-weekly for holding a good. But it has to be unlisted for now. Maybe that will change once we roll out robots. But the robot will also pay out crumb, so you don't have to rely on keeping your good the whole time. But it's definitely easier having the good and the robot together to have more options, basically. So because there will be multiple items also you can buy, so there will be a shop, you can trade stuff. And I think it's also a nice way for people to use their crumb and maybe trade it for algo without using liquidity pools and all that stuff, which would get me in trouble.
Which turns this into a whole different thing. So you don't want to do that. And okay, so you earn crumb, and then you mentioned missions. For anybody out there, what's involved in a mission? I know this went live just recently, right?
Yeah, that went live a few weeks ago. I think 5 to 6 weeks ago. It's basically mission staking. So you stake your good for 7 days, and then you can win various prizes. So the base price is always 30 crumb for completing the mission, and then you have some extra prizes which come in form of an NFT. So you can, for example, you can get a free coffee mug out of the merch store. You can get a free NFT out of a wallet I set up, and which holds various NFTs from the bigger projects in the scene. So and those will probably constantly grow and bring new prizes into it, but it's like no loss staking. You always win something.
So if just as long as you stay there for the 7 days, you're going to get 30 crumb.
Yeah, the good just has to stay in your wallet. You don't have to send it anywhere. Because I think that's often the part people don't really like, and I personally wouldn't like as well.
Right.
So I think the easiest is just don't list it, don't move wallets, and you'll win prizes.
And you and there's also like criteria for the missions, though. Like you need to have like certain qualities of the gooch, right? There's got to be certain qualities that are eligible for a mission.
It will always be, or is always based on a trade out of the collection. And I always try to have bring 4 new missions. The future goal is to have new missions every week. But we're still doing some testing, and I all did it together with with Agash, who's currently on his honeymoon, and I don't want him to look at his phone. So we're probably doing the new missions every week once he gets back, and we looked at all the little issues that still came up, and yeah, then the idea is to always have one more basic mission so a lot of people can take part, and then 3 little rarer trades, so it's kind of special, and maybe people go trade hunting and just to have some fun with it, basically.
Yeah. And if so just real quick, if you own a Goose, so the only thing you have to do to earn Crumb, by the way, just on a previous point, is just add the ASA, right? In the wallet that you hold your Goose.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's good to know. And then I saw on the roadmap you had a website game that has maybe been delayed. What are the details around that?
Yeah, it's finally been completed. I did it together with the creator Ghosty. I think probably some people still know him. He also did the, what are they called? Pixel Dads.
Oh yeah,
the lawnmower simulator. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he also had a bunch of personal stuff. Just basically life got in the way, and now it's finally finished, and we're still doing some testing and thinking about integrating some more ideas, and then it will probably be rolled out sometime in the future. So I don't want to put out a date yet, so because I know then people will keep asking, and maybe someone has again some personal stuff going on. So I'm only going to announce it when I'm 100% sure.
Okay, but there's been a lot of progress towards it. I'm here.
Yeah, the game is basically finished, but it's at the moment it's just about maybe adding some more stuff. So I could upload it to the website today, but yeah, I want it to be perfect.
Yeah, well, do that. Yeah, make it perfect, or as close as to your standard at least. And actually, I want to go back for a second because I'm just realizing, right? So earlier this year, you launched Crazy Goose Flock, and it is a 4,444 mint NFT collection. And that at that time, I mean, was that the largest collection to launch on Algorand yet? Or maybe elephants were before that, but
yeah,
AFK elephants.
I think there were larger collections, but I think if it's about selling out at that time, at least to my knowledge, it was the biggest to sell out. But
and what made you what made you choose that number? And I mean, I see like you're like when you saw 50%, you're like, oh, this is great. And then it just you're like, okay, that's great. I did it. I'll just give the other half to the holders, and everybody will be happy. And then it just gets sold out. I mean, what was the decision making when you were like, I'm going to do a larger mint project? Because Goanna V1 is very low mint. Flemish Giants V1 very low mint. A lot of the Mingos were a higher mint. That was but there's only a couple thousand, right?
Yeah, 3,000 or 2,999.
That's what it is, yeah.
Well, my basic idea was to have a project where a lot of people can be part of. That was the idea for the high number of NFTs and also the low mint, because I felt like that gives everybody an opportunity to be part of it if they want to be part of it. And also hoping that Algorand keeps growing. I was looking at in the future, and I think projects, if you look at Ethereum or Solana, I think 10,000 is the standard for most collections. And I think that's still too much for Algorand at the moment, but I wouldn't want Algorand to keep growing, and then you have like the super small mint where nobody can be part of. So
yeah,
and then I just liked 4 and thought to myself, let's go for 1,444.
Perfect. There's so many fours in that number.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. And then, okay. Well, I know a lot of people are going to want to know this. So what about Gen 2? So you're going to have the emotional support robot. And then,
Yeah.
when's Gen 2? Or what is Gen 2? Or is there anything you can tell me about Gen 2 is the real question.
I can tell you that there will be a Gen 2, and I also already have like it planned out for, I would say, 80%. But at the same time, I don't want to mention anything because I know how fast the space is moving. So maybe some things I thought would be very cool now won't be cool in a few months. So,
True.
my initial idea was to launch then around the 1 year anniversary of the goods, but yeah, I will have to see how quickly we'll get the development stuff done on the robots.
Right.
And I've already done a lot of sketching for the V2. So I know exactly what I want to draw. But yeah, all the little things will take a lot of time. Then getting a perfect website, all the dynamics working, doing some promo, doing this, doing that. In the end, it's always longer than expected. So,
of course,
not sure if I can make it till February, but that was my initial plan.
And the robots those are clearly coming this year.
Oh yeah, I hope so at least.
Oh, actually, I just realized that. I mean, time's flying, right? I was like, clearly, and then I'm like, well, it's almost October. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're almost there. But
yeah, it's always like the art is almost done. All the UI stuff I'm doing for how I want the website to look, because it's a lot bigger compared to Goods, I would say, just because of the complex backend and the automatic updating of the NFTs and integrating items. And if you use that item, this will happen to your robot. And yeah, that's all work for the devs, and it should still be fun. So I won't pressure anyone of the devs to get on with it if it just takes longer. So
right.
that's a little out of my control. But yeah, I'm definitely aiming for this year.
Nice. Okay, well, I'll leave you with this question. So, we're here. Oh, actually, I'm going to ask you one more question. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
No worries.
When you entered into Algorand, was this just on your own, like, kind of due diligence, or did you have friends in the Algorand ecosystem that kind of drew you in? I'm just kind of,
No, I would even say I have no friends who are really interested in crypto or anything. So I'm
you're like,
I feel like the only one in my friend group, and you're always kind of the weird one talking about crypto or NFTs. So I try to not talk about it for most of the time.
Got it. So none of your real friends or your in-person friends are. Have you gotten any of them to open up an Algorand wallet and have a Goot?
My girlfriend has two.
Okay.
But other than that,
No.
I would say only around 5 people know that I do the NFT stuff.
That's
because
so
funny. For most people I have to explain so much, and in the end they don't really or don't seem interested enough. It's still kind of,
there's no payoff.
Yeah, I tried to explain it to my parents once, but they didn't really get why I would draw pictures and sell them online. And so I thought, it's if you say it like that, it sounds kind of stupid, but
but it's not. All right, it's community. There's so many different things. It's like exactly like what I'm, at the park, and people are asking me what I do and then I open up that can of worms. It's just like, okay, like why? This isn't where I want to be talking about this with you, looking at me like that. But that's okay. But also, people are also very interested. They're like, okay, so should I buy Bitcoin? And I'm like, well, maybe, and I'm not going to tell you what you should do.
Yeah.
That's what, I'm going to have to see you at this park next week. And if, Bitcoin cuts in half, you're not going to be happy with me.
Yeah,
Or,
that's
algo,
always
obviously.
the issue for me. I told a lot of friends of mine to get into crypto, and I think two did, and then it all crashed. And I was like, yeah, I know it sucks, but you just have to stay in it now. And
Yeah.
they're like, ah, no, I think I'm gonna sell it. And I'm like, yeah, but then it's really bad if you sell
Then you
now.
really lost. Yeah. Yeah, this was our whole plan, was to trap you, and we
Yeah.
trapped you. There's no escape now. You're down. That's the whole game, sir. Yeah, okay. All right. So my last question that I promised earlier is, so Algorand NFTs, like you said, smaller, probably can't quite hold or handle a 10,000 mint collection. We're about to see a big mint with Goanna V2, which is obviously going to be able to handle that collection, I think, very quickly.
Yeah.
But what do you see that will help Algorand and the Algorand NFT ecosystem, and even more generally, if you'd like, how do you see Algorand growing and becoming more adopted throughout?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's obviously a bunch of things will will need to happen or improve, I would say. Um, NFTs or crypto in general, for me, is still a lot of hype. So, or first mover advantage as well. I think what Solana is, Algorand could have been the same chain, in my opinion, like a bunch of other chains as well.
Right.
I think you need more unique stuff. So even the Algorand is cheap and environmentally friendly, you also have that on other chains. At least we have uptime. But yeah, I think from the creator side, trying out new things, not going for the next Bored Ape, let's say, or the next derivative. That's what I wanted to say. And maybe showcase through the project what is possible on Algorand, like what Stitch did with Mostly Friends, having that much or that volume of transactions is only possible if you have those cheap transaction fees, which will also enable all the things I have planned for the robots, which wouldn't be possible on Ethereum, for example.
Right.
And then I think we also just need a lot of help from foundation. So the the bigger people, let's say, to just do a good job, get companies interested, get other NFT people probably interested, or just crypto enthusiasts in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's a long road, but if you keep working, if you keep building, at some point people will realize what Algorand has.
Absolutely.
And I feel like over the last months, it already felt like more and more people got to Algorand from other chains.
It does.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel that way? It does feel that way for sure.
Yeah.
And you see it from all different directions. You see it from, Cardano, Solana, and all that.
Yeah.
But even like what they did with the Australian Zoo, that's clearly onboarding people that want to like donate to that cause.
Yeah.
So there is, just even from, us guys that are like, okay, we like goots, we like lizards, and we like flamingos. Like, this is what we like. But there is a whole other world of more institutional things and there's, it can come from all different, adoption can come from all different directions.
Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
I think what we're seeing with FIFA as well. So
yeah, of course,
if they play it right and Algorand really connected with them, I would say, so it won't just be saying it's built on the Algorand blockchain. You actually have some integration.
Yes.
Hopefully you can pay with Algo at some point, and they will be, I don't know, listed on Rand or something like that. So people outside of NFTs and also Algorand will get to know the Algorand ecosystem.
For sure. And I get it. I agree with you. It's easy to say, okay, well, we're fast, we're cheap, we're,
Yeah.
this, and this. And then, but then that doesn't land on, well, certainly people within the crypto community that are in other places like Solana or Cardano's there, because they're like, yeah, it's cheap, fast here too. Like, okay, like
Yeah.
what else? You know, even
Yeah.
though we can obviously get into an argument with them, and Algorand can win that argument in so many different ways. But at the same time, it's about what actually catches people. And you're right. Like guys like you out there trying to create not derivative art that's unique and has its own feel to it. And then like things that like Stitch did with Mostly Friends, and what Goanna's doing with their their DAO and all of the big moves that they've made, and the different missions that they've been on. So I mean, it's exciting, and it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. I know we stuck around, talked a little bit longer than we initially planned. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to get used to it a bit, but it was a bunch of fun.
Cool. Cool. Well, I mean, you did great. You absolutely did great. All right. I hope I didn't leave anything out. Did I? Oh, I think it's cool that when you own a Goot, you have full commercial rights, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's well, talking about derivatives and everything. That part I definitely took from Bored Apes. So I think the idea just to give the owner the full rights so they can do whatever they want is also part of the idea of an NFT, that the creator doesn't really own it anymore.
Yeah. That is usually like the somebody that's super excited about NFTs, and then you can kind of see their face change when they find out, wait, I don't own the rights to this thing. Like you see them go like, wait a second, like this is, I don't understand what's happening here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Ventral. And yeah. All right. Talk to you soon, man.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody, that's our show for the week. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, Ventral, for coming on, and everybody else that participated. Make sure you go to the Shufl Marketplace to pick up your NFTs. Mint your Goanna V2. You will regret it if you don't. I promise you. But that's not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. Please don't get me wrong. But look, I'm just saying I'll be minting some Goanna V2s. It's a no-brainer over here for me. If you like the Shufl Show, give us a like, subscribe to the channel, maybe leave a comment, all of the things that you normally do when you're watching something on YouTube. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Thanks.